We're here. It's the first elimination match of Group 5. This is the Manifold TCG Promotional League Season 1 Group 5 Rebound match. I am Brad. With me here as always is Adam. Adam, who do we got?
Hey everyone, today we're watching Hugh and Dylan try to not get eliminated from Group 5. So starting off with Hugh's deck, we've got Rylo and Starlet. Now this is a burn deck. It's trying to do everything it can to kill you right now before its lack of infrastructure catches up to it.
Yeah, you draw some extra cards with Starlet. You turn your dice into damage by taking damage via Rylo. And then with cards like Overcharge, Witchfire, Ambush, Concussive Blast, you're just throwing away resources in order to try to kill a hero right now.
Yeah.
Very good at doing 32 damage very quickly. Was unable to do 40 damage against Jonathan in round 1.
Yes. On the other side of the table, Dylan's playing Scrap-3 and Jaliah, which is a tried and true classic. Scrappy makes white counters on your mechanical supports, which fuel Jaliah's excellent energy ability. A lot of this deck has a bunch of dice counter synergy and a bunch of ways to use mechanical characters that work with both of your heroes.
And when we watched Kyler in Group 1 or Group 2, I don't remember exactly, what we saw time and time again was once the Jaliah died, the Scrappy kind of fell apart. He didn't have a way to use the energy. But this deck has put Combative on Scrappy instead of Inspired on Jaliah, which means sometimes Scrappy dies first because he rolls more dice, and if not, he packs a little more punch.
Yes, it's a good innovation.
All right, our players are down at the table, but before we start, I would really like to ask you guys to like and subscribe to this video and channel.
Yeah. The reason that we're doing this is to get Manifold to more people, and engaging with the content like that pushes it through YouTube's algorithm. Also leave a comment if something cool happens this game and you want to talk about it. That kind of thing really helps push the game forward.
All right, so it looks like Dylan is going first, and Dylan is starting with a surveillance drone. I love that. I love when they start by showing us their hands.
Yeah. Hugh's hand here rolls 1 dice among all of its cards. That's a perfect example of what this deck does. Just damage now, infrastructure we don't need to worry about.
Yeah, he's got 2 Witchfires, which are going to be good answers to things like Surveillance Drone that Dylan decides to put counters on. He is playing the Spotter Scope, so Witchfire, Ambush is not going to be his plan for the round.
Sure, that's fine. I think that once Hugh draws his 1 or 2 cards off of Starlet, he might maybe have something that makes dice, but I doubt it. I bet he's just playing burn cards this round.
Yeah, I really do expect to see the ambush, because the way he needs to activate Rylo to make the dice to activate Starlet to draw, then he doesn't have anywhere to play attachments.
Sure, fair enough.
I think he's kind of priced into this.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So Dylan over here will activate Scrappy, putting a white counter on the surveillance drone, which will immediately get witch-fired. Very nice answer there, very clean. And Hugh will, like you said, play the ambush, activating Rylo. And so he's only adding a single premium dice to his board this round, but that's the point of deck. That's something I wish I had talked about more in Hugh's first game, was about just how much this deck doesn't make infrastructure and instead does damage. 4 damage now instead of 2 premium dice, which would be more damage over the course of the game.
Yeah, it'll play 1 or 2 Battle Ready / Earthbinder / Chain Plasma Rifle.
Yeah.
And beyond that, it's not contributing more dice to the play area.
Exactly. So, ooh, neat. Dylan's going to play an Energy Retracer here, which will take Hugh's blue dice. And blue dice are actually pretty good at protecting the small characters in Dylan's deck and staving off this Rylo damage.
Yeah, Dylan believes that the longer the game goes, the more advantaged Dylan is.
Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Once Hugh starts playing Earthbinders and Chain Plasma Rifles, you do need to still trade with the flagship.
Yeah.
But that's not this round. So really, if this game goes to round 5 and Rylo dies by the end of round 3, Dylan is that's a win condition for Dylan.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. Hugh's going to draw 1 card off of a 1 shield dice from Starlet, as Dylan will activate and roll. Yeah, Sabotage. Sabotage will cut Hugh's only 2 damage dice unless Hugh resolves it right now. But then, yeah, okay, so 3 damage for Hugh here is going to go into into Scrappy. Okay, yeah. that seems fine.
Yeah, so we talked about it during deck tech, where you're not you previously Jaliah died and then the Scrappy Jaliah deck falls apart. But now that Scrappy has combative, players are going to be inclined to kill the 3 dice hero, and it means you're going to get to keep Jaliah's energy ability well into the late game.
Yeah, and that's real nice. So Hugh's going to dig in here on Rylo. It turns out when you go that fast, you get to dig in pretty often. And Dylan will have a couple things to do, like Jaliah's energy ability. Jaliah's ability here will put a green counter on Energy Retracer for next round. Roll a couple black dice, and what else we got? Looks like 2 damage here.
That took off the shield, and then you're modifying, so you're going to get 3 damage into your yield. Here.
Great. Yep, great, perfect. 3 damage here into Rylo.
And so the damage is equal across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh's development is on a hero, which is probably a little worse than being on a support object, but that's debatable. There's intricacy there.
Yeah.
But Hugh added 1 premium dice and modify 1, and Dylan added a whole 3 premium dice. So right now, I would say Dylan won that round by a relatively small amount.
Right.
Easily overcomable. But
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, there's some I've noticed that Hugh, that's so funny.
Doesn't do this.
Yeah. Hugh doesn't usually activate Starlet first, but now he goes and does it. So never mind. So Hugh's going to start off by activating Starlet and choosing not to draw a card. And Dylan will quickly roll this Energy Retracer before it dies somehow. And yeah, this seems like exactly what I would expect. Hugh's going to play a Follow the Trail.
Okay, yeah. So Hugh's putting his first support character into play.
Yep.
This card it's just good. It sees a lot of play in red decks. Sabotage is particularly good in your flagship decks when you're trying to prevent your guy who's holding your guns from dying.
Yes.
But Rylo also enables a bunch of neat tricks with Sentinels. He lets your energy become a swift way to take off a shield.
Yep. Is that the only way in red? I think so.
No, Autonomous Sentry, what's his name? The Lieutenant. Autonomous Lieutenant.
Sure.
It does that, has that same interaction. And then sometimes you can do
Automated Lieutenant.
Yeah, Anderson technically can do some stuff, but
sure. For the most part, Rylo Sentinel is a very good, way to do that. Autonomous Sentry Turret here on the other side is going to be good against this Sentinel.
Yeah, that's a surprisingly quality answer.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that card not to be played because I expected that card not to be very good in this matchup.
Sure.
But here he already finds something to eat.
Yeah, that's great. Something I noted is that Hugh's not playing any Oxidizes, which would normally be an excellent answer here. He's got 1 Meltdown and 1 Return to Soil. So he's a lot worse at trading up into Sentry Turret here.
Yeah. No, 3 to kill a 4 is still upside.
Yeah,
but it's not the blowout that Oxidize creates.
Yeah, exactly. So Rylo's not going to roll much damage here. He will take an extra 1 to modify. What we got? What are we doing, Hugh? 1 off the spotter scope and 1 off of Rylo.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Hugh's probably going to modify this blank into a 2 damage and then just have 8 damage, and that's...
And he's got 4 gems up, and we can see his hand, and it doesn't look like there's a Haunting Winds in it.
Yeah, good point. There's an Overcharge, a Radar Servo, a Witchfire, and an Automated Lieutenant. So he's probably playing the Automated Lieutenant and the Overcharge, or something like that.
Yeah, and you have the Witchfire to beat a shield, and if everything goes just perfect, that finds lethal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, modify up to 8 damage. Dylan, on the other side, is just growing his board. Scrappy and Jaliah will both be able to put dice counters on this security golem, which will end up rolling so many dice. Such a nice, safe place to put dice counters.
Yeah, the security golem took the blue dice off of the Energy Retracer and put it onto a shielded object.
Yes.
So it secured the posterity of that blue counter.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. Nice. So Overcharge into Scrappy here. We'll put Scrappy down to 2 health. And Hugh's going to hope to kill... I think he's going to hope to kill the Scrappy this round with the automated lieutenant, like you said.
Yeah, if Scrappy dies and Rylo lives,
That's a pretty big win.
Yeah,
for Hugh.
then I think you're at advantage, Hugh. If both die,
You're at advantage, Dylan.
I think you're at advantage, Dylan.
Yeah.
And if both live, I think you're at advantage, Dylan.
Yeah.
Although that's a little tougher because if quote unquote both live, Dylan still might not actually get to activate Scrappy in round 3 because the red green deck has
Many
ambushes
ways.
and logistics
And witch fires, kind of.
Yeah.
Interesting that Dylan is choosing to activate. Oh, very nice, Hugh. Hugh's gonna activate automated lieutenant, which will roll 2 damage, which will immediately get resolved here to kill Scrappy. Yeah, that's all you can hope for, is Hugh. That's the thing.
And right now, Dylan is showing 3 damage.
Yeah, I would imagine it'll be like 7 or something.
Yeah, but he's really incentivized to get that number up to 10.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how big his hand is, but it looks small. Oh, never mind.
4 cards?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
4 draw in play?
Yeah, but you can't resolve that 4 draw if you want to deal your 10 damage.
Yeah, but you can like resolve a draw 2 and then 2 more tactical rerolls
yeah.
and then see where you're at. Yeah. So Hugh's going to dig in on Rylo, which will... Where'd the shield go?
Probably immediately traded for that white dice.
Yeah, sure. Great. And Dylan's going to get 2 rolling black dice off Jaliah's energy and probably a tactical reroll or 2, like you said.
Yeah, so we're going to see...
Modify 2 into modify 2. Or modify 1 into modify 2, and then modify 2 into damage. Okay, great. And then just 6 damage?
Yeah, so he committed to a line that didn't kill Rylo.
Yeah. It didn't cost cards in hand.
That's true.
Yeah.
And if you look at the dice that his board state's making... don't do math on stream. What, 6?
Many.
He's got 6 premium. Yeah, it's still fair. It's a fair board
Very
state,
nice.
even with Scrappy being dead.
Yeah, it is. So Rylo at 4 health is going to get activated with logistics at the top of round 3 here from Hugh. This deck goes fast.
Yeah. So the logistics being there means even if Scrappy had survived at 2, Scrappy still would not have been activated this round.
Yes, absolutely. Rylo's gonna roll 6 damage and then take 1 to modify the last. Oh, or that's not even Rylo. That's just the spotter.
That was the spotter scope. Yeah.
Rylo just casually rolling 8 damage here. That's
8
Rylo.
damage. Hugh does have a Haunting Winds in hand.
Wow! And just immediately resolve it. Logistics was swift. Yeah, and Hugh's got a Haunting Winds in hand. Does he have a second? Do we know the rest of his hand?
No. But
Okay.
he didn't have a Haunting Winds at the end of last round.
Okay.
So unless he drew 2 of them with his 2 draw.
Sure.
He doesn't have a second.
Haunting Winds is really coming around to me as a powerful card.
Yeah, the round of 32 here, it's been a really popular card in the round of 32.
Sure.
And like Caden was the most extreme example of it, but it brought Caden to the round of 16.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, especially if people aren't expecting it. Autonomous sentry turret,
Automated lieutenant.
Yes, automated lieutenant here will roll a blank, and energy retracer on the other side will roll not blanks. Haunting Winds here will deal 4 to Jaliah, and Hugh's now kind of... I mean, we have a Starlet activation, but mostly out of stuff for this round. But Jaliah is at 4.
Yeah, Jaliah is at 4. I think the chances that Starlet draws a card are pretty high.
Yeah.
And so Hugh's gonna not do much this round. He's gonna limp into next round. Rylo's gonna die. He's only gonna have 3 dice.
Yep.
But he's gonna need just like 1 more thing to go right for the rest of the game.
Yeah, like an overcharge or a Haunting Winds or something like that will pretty reasonably get him across the finish line.
Yeah, and then it's Dylan's job to make sure he only has the 1 chance in round 4.
Right. Yeah, well, Dylan's going to make a lot of dice this round. So, 2 shield dice here is not exactly what he was looking for. He's going to probably use the 2 shield to draw 2 cards. Yeah. Well done, Starlet. It's an Earthbinder and a Radar Servo. And Follow the Trail will take care of Hugh's last remaining dice here.
Well, he's got the blank.
Sorry,
and
dice
we have
with
the Radar Servo now.
Sure. Dice with a side
With a
on
face,
it. With
yeah.
a face, yeah. You're right, that Radar Servo here will modify 1 into probably shield, yeah. All right, so on Dylan's side, energy to roll 2 black dice. He will shield. Both Scrappy's not in there. Jolly's been activated, which means this Geardy Golem is probably as big as it gets this round.
Well, Dylan has 5 gems remaining. Okay, so now he's activating it, but I was wondering if we were about to see an orchestral conductor.
Sure. Yeah, that would be like the big thing that would make this bigger. But for now, we're gonna... Ooh, that's not a great roll. Just 1 damage showing in Dylan's pool. But he was just passing until... Oh.
So Dylan needs to get through 2 shields and 4 damage. And he's... that green dice that's off to the side, that I think that is a mental damage symbol.
Okay.
So he at least has a way through the 2 shields.
And a sentinel. Yeah, sentinel and 1 damage will get there. So Autonomous Sentry Turret isn't exactly the best card in this matchup. Like, it's good, it'll kill a radar servo, it'll do the last, both of those will kill an automated lieutenant. But it's not, like, great.
Yeah, you would have much rather seen an orchestral conductor or an energy retracer here. But the fail state on it is rolling 2 premium dice.
Yeah.
And it's
that's fine.
Yeah, it's critically important he gets to 4 damage. Yep. And 2 premium dice is fine at getting to 4 damage.
Yep. So modify 3 off of purple and black dice will create 6 more damage, and let's see, where is Hugh at? Hugh's gonna get rended 1. I'm not sure where exactly we are in terms of damage resolution.
Yeah, it seems to me like Hugh still has a dig in.
I think Hugh did dig in. That's where the 1 white dice and the sentinel went. Great. Okay. Players have talked it through. They'll tell us real quick where all this is meant to be.
Yeah, our overlay says Starlet took 5 damage.
Yeah. And that very well might be true.
Looks
like Starlet took 0 damage.
Interesting. Yeah, Starlet taking 2 damage is what I think happened with how those dice resolved. So we'll see. We'll get into the next round. We'll see if there's any damage counters.
Yeah.
That's Sony. We're having technical issues recording the audio for this, and the game is in a state that we can't quite understand.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We are totally confused.
It'll be fine. He was just gonna draw Haunting Winds and it'll all be fine.
Yeah, so Dylan is at 4 health.
Yes.
Dylan dies to a top deck. Dylan dies to an ambush. Dylan dies to an overcharge, probably.
Yes.
If none of those specific things happen, and Hugh just activates Starlet.
Okay.
There's a chance that Dylan can beat that.
Yes. It looks like Earthbinder will be Hugh's play, actually.
Yeah, and the Earthbinder,
like
not only is it another red dice, which is another opportunity to roll the dice that's going to defeat Jaliah, it exhausted Dylan's only blue dice.
Yeah, that's like, Fragmentation Grenade might be, if Dylan plays it, might be the other another blue dice here. But yeah, that's so good. Earthbinder doesn't win the game, but it does do some good work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Dylan had the opportunity to frag grenades. He would have had to choose between killing the radar servo and dealing 2 damage to Starlet. Instead, he opts for the Docide Thug, which is a better trade, but I think is less playing to what matters right now.
Yeah. Dylan does have an Energy Retracer in hand, and so that's a better place to put the Energy Retracer dice. I think that was part of the than the Sentinel. That's my read at least. Energy Retracer here will hit 2 of the 4 damage Hugh has created off of Starlet's activation.
Oh, and Hugh is like, sorry, before you sabotage that, can I resolve this dice as draw via Starlet? I think that's what's happening.
Maybe.
He rolled purple when he was supposed to roll purple-red.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now Energy Retracer is going to get rid of a red dice, and Hugh will have 3 damage here.
Yeah, and I was looking at that, the roll, including the 2 modify, and being like, this is enough to kill Dylan. Dylan does not have enough actions.
Right.
But 1 less damage instead of the modify, or 1 more damage instead of the modify, means something else has to happen. Dylan is not quite dead yet.
Well, unfortunately, Witchfire plus 3 damage does equal 4, which is how much health Jaliah had. And Hugh will be able to close out this game.
Yep. Okay. It was the expected result going into this round. A bunch of stuff had to go right for Dylan, and it just yeah. Okay.
Hugh also had an overcharge. Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing about this deck. Hugh's deck will barely make it, but it'll have a bunch of weird burn things you can piece together to eventually to get there once your actual dice aren't in play anymore.
So that means Hugh is going to go on to the Survivor match,
Yep.
and Dylan, unfortunately, is defeated.
Yes, and that's thank you for playing, Dylan. Good luck, Hugh, in the next one.
Yep.
And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, which will be the
Survivor.
Survivor match for Group 5.
Yes, it will.
All right, let's go.
See you there.